Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This is your girl Shabreen. Thank you for joining. Topic is married and in love with someone else. Yes guys. So I'm just going to take you through how it feel when you are in love with somebody. So you met somebody for the first time and then you just all of a sudden you feel like this is love at first sight. Right? Everything feel new and wonderful and exciting. It is intense, right? And you feel blessed. You feel invincible. And you feel like you can take on the world. This person make you feel complete. This person make you feel whole. You believe this person gets you and understands you and like nobody else. Is this love? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Did I meet my soulmate? Even though you're married? Right? Point number 2. Know the difference between love and lust. In order to differentiate if this is love or lust, you have to understand what it is, right? So what is love? Love is made up of 3 components, right? It is attachment, caring, and intimacy. Simple put, wanting or needing to be with someone, caring about their happiness, and sharing personal thoughts and concern with them. That's what love is. Lust, on the other hand, is purely sexual. Right? It's the physical desire that you have for somebody. Right? That's what is lust. And lust is not love, guys. It is not love at all. Point number 3. Will this person leave their spouse or partner for you? I personally don't think so. I mean, sometimes they do leave their spouse, sometimes they do, but more often they don't. They make promises, yes, empty promises. They say they're going to leave their spouse, right? But they actually don't. People who are unavailable oftentimes allude to the future and they make promises that they cannot keep, guys. You need to know that. Because they're really not available, right? And the only thing that you will get from these people is you will have stolen moments, right? Only stolen moments. Point number 4. If promise are broken, set boundaries. Why I said that? I mean, you're with this married person and they said that they're going to leave their spouse or partner, but they don't. So what you have to do is set boundaries. Clear communication. You need to tell that person what is it you are looking for. You need to hold that person accountable, right? You need to tell that person if they do not leave their spouse, you are not in with it. You are going to leave. You need to advise that person to be a responsible person and take responsibility for their action, right? By telling them, it's either you're in or you're out, right? That means they need to decide if they want to leave their spouse or if they want to work on the relationship with their spouse. But you need to make it clear to that person that you cannot continue a relationship with 3 persons in that relationship. Yes, you have to do that, right? You have to respect yourself and you have to lay down the boundaries, or else this guy or this woman is going to play you, and you don't want that, right? You don't want that. Question you have to ponder, guys, because there's a question you have to ask yourself when you get involved with a married person. Can you ever trust that person? Because they have a saying that says, cheaters will always be cheaters, right? Maybe that person need help. Maybe that person need to go get some psychological help, right? That's what it comes down to. Another question you can ask yourself: why do I want somebody that is unavailable? Maybe part of you is unavailable. That is why you're attracted to those type of people. Maybe you have some deep-seated psychological issue that maybe you need counseling for. Another thing you need to ask yourself: are you willing to carry around this guilt? And when I say guilt, what do I mean? You must somehow, you're human, you must feel guilty about destroying another person's marriage. You must have some form of belief system, right, that knows your action and hold you accountable. Remember, your action is causing another person pain, and you must acknowledge that, right? If this person that you're in love with have kids, that even make the situation more complicated. It's more complex, especially when kids are involved. So you have to know what your intentions are. Point number 5, why people cheat. People cheat for all different reasons, right? Some people aren't satisfied in their marriage. They might fall out of love. They are angry with their spouse or their partner, and they want revenge. They have unmet needs. They just simply can't communicate. They want something more excited. They are bored in their relationship and want excitement. Maybe they're just looking for new fulfillment, like new desire. Sometimes older people need to be reminded that they still have the spark, they still have the spunk. Some people have commitment issues, and that is why they can't commit to anything. Some people don't have any they don't have any attachment. They have attachment issue, emotional attachment issues. And some people are just players. They're just born players. They are constantly looking for a good time. That's all they're looking for. Point number 6. What are the possible consequences of leaving your spouse? Guys, I don't have to sit here and tell you. You will lose everything, right? You will lose the house. You will lose everything you build for many years. You will lose your partner. Maybe you don't care. You will lose your children. You lose your friendship. You lose your social group. You lose half of your wealth because you have to give half to the other person. And you will have legal consequences. Example, guys. Let me give you an example. You buy a piece of land. You build a house. Then you have a garden. Then you start to plant trees. Then you have kids. Then you get a dog. You get a cat. You get animal. You have all of these stuff. You build and build and build until you have all these things. And then you get up and you walk away from all of this. That takes you years to build. That is what you're giving up. And also, you cause hurt to your family. That is the big one. You cause hurt to your family. You affect the relationship with your family moving forward. And if you have young kids, there sometimes can be psychological effects. The kids may feel angry, right? They may withdraw socially. Some kids have separation anxiety. Some kids have behavioral problems. Some kids might even suffer from abandonment issues. These are the problems that happen when a big life change happens and a child is stressed. Guys, sometimes you think that the grass is greener, but the grass isn't really greener. right? It is not. And if you can save your marriage, go back home. Maybe she'll take you back. Maybe he'll take you back. Another effect that happen is that you create latchkey kids. Kids are left alone at home. They don't have proper guidance, and that's where you have criminality, and that is why kids get out of control and start doing things that they shouldn't be doing. You break the family bond. And how you break the family bond? The family is not as tight as it once was, because you leaving, you destroy your family. I mean, yes, there is exceptions where you still keep the communication going with your family and whatnot, but it will never be the same. It will never be the same, because you cannot be there for that child away when you were living in that house. Point number 7, decision you have to make. Guys, everything in life have short-term and long-term consequences, right? Short-term consequences are what you feel is good for you now, and it oftentimes ending up in not making the right choices, right? I'm gonna give you an example. You leave the 80% to find 20% that is missing in the relationship. Remember, no one cannot give you 100%. Nobody is perfect. No one is. Long-term consequences. Loss of opportunity with your family. You miss the chance to be there for your children. You break the family bond, as I once said. You might experience resentment from your family. Unfortunately for the children, the damage does not end when the marriage ends. You put financial strain on both parties. Life won't be the same. It won't. Point number 8. If you decided not to leave, you cannot continue in a relationship with 3 people. Guys, infidelity can cause major problem. Major problem. A lasting impact on the partner and on the children. This is horrible. You don't want that for your family. You know what infidelity feels like? It feels like you are grieving, like somebody died. Right? Infidelity can cause post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. Yes, guys, and this will last up to 6 months. You don't want that for your family. You don't want that for your spouse. One lies lead to another. You're hiding. Just hiding alone is stress. Why you want that? Why you even want to maintain something that you have to be lying? You have to be hiding to see the other person. I should say, some cheater, they feel embarrassed. They feel ashamed. They feel confused. And they want to change. There is help. Go see a counselor. When people cheat on another person, they do not respect that other person. That is what is happening. They do not respect that other person. They're thinking about only their needs and not the other person's needs or their family needs. Question: will this new relationship get past the first stage into the difficult stage? Because every relationship have different stages. And the only one that will last is if they can get through all the difficult stages. In the beginning, the relationship seems sweet and fine. But that's not always the case. So you have to be careful when you're making choices here. So if you decide you're going to leave your relationship, what you need to do is sit down and write the pros and the cons of the relationship. Right? And if kids are involved, You need to understand that you might need to share your children, because when the other party gets somebody, they're going to have step parents, and you have to deal with that. And you also have to deal with the fact that you might have to deal with other people, other exes, right? And or other people's children. That's what you want. Maybe that's what you want. Another question you need to ask yourself, and this is a big one, guys. You need to ask yourself if the relationship is going to end up repeating the same pattern. Are you going to be cheating on this person also? You have a lot to think about. Do the right thing. And if you must leave, leave. But you need to know that the best thing to do is leave a relationship in goodwill. When you're ending a relationship, the best thing to do is not to jump from one relationship to the other. The best thing to do is you get out of the relationship, and then you find yourself, and then after you have a relationship, right? And that also shows respect for the other party. Guys, there are always exceptions to the rule. Please to subscribe and share my video if you want to be my friend. Thank you for joining.